Good afternoon. The title of my poster presentation is a novel molecular and cellular study on curcumin. I am a chemistry major at Stephen F. Austin State University, and this is the research I carried out at the biochemistry lab of Dr. Sengupta. Okay, so what is curcumin? Curcumin is a phytochemical present in many, like a commonly used spice called turmeric. In the turmeric, the yellow color phytochemical, that is the curcumin. Curcumin is present in the rhizosomes of the plant Curcuma longa. This is a polyphenolic compound. If you see here the structure, it is a polyphenolic compound, and it has been found that curcumin has very many novel therapeutic properties: anti-inflammatory property, antioxidant property, and so on. So in this study, we are using curcumin as a ligand to find out how it binds with DNA, because DNA is one of the targets of curcumin in physiological system. Also, with our collaborator, we have done a cellular study on a cancer cell. So first of all, let us talk on DNA. As we know that DNA, usually the most common form of DNA is the bDNA, the duplex form. But also along with duplex DNA, there are some unnatural DNA present in the chromosome of our in the human chromosome in the telomeric region. Though these are not unusual structures are the guanine rich G4 quadruplex structure and the cytosine rich C4 I motif structure. In this study, we have used a G4 single stranded sequence, which forms, this is the sequence we carried out, and it is found that it forms a quadruplex type of structure at pH 7.4 in room temperature. So we use this DNA single strand to find out how if curcumin binds with this single stranded quadruplex structural motif. So before we go there, let me talk about solvent dipolar relaxation. Solvent dipolar relaxation is a very commonly studied phenomena which can prove an organic compound can be used as a very good fluorescence sensor. What happens when an electron absorbs light? It goes to the excited state. In the excited state, this is the dipole of the fluorophore, the blue, and the surrounding solvent. In the excited state, if the solvent is polar, then the solvent will try to align itself along the dipole of the fluorophore. And if the solvent relaxation happens. So this is the solvent relaxation. This is the excited state of the relaxed solvent. So here you see the energy has gone down. That means if the solvent relaxation happens, then the energy gap between the excited state and the ground state decreases. And if energy decreases, that means wavelength increases. So in polar solvent, if the fluorophore is very much solvent sensitive, then in the polar solvent we will see red shift. That means the emission wavelength goes to the right hand side. So in this study, we have done a solvent relaxation study with the curcumin using different solvent. The solvents are methanol, ethanol, ethyl acetate, and ethyl acetate, acetonitrile, methanol, and water. You see, when we change the solvent, the fluorescence maxima changed. And this is the excitation spectra, this is the emission spectra. Excitation spectra stays same. That means that the species of curcumin, which is showing this sensitivity, is not from some ground state species. It is something which is happening in the excited state. That means this is the solvent relaxation. This is not something which curcumin is making another complex or another type of curcumin. Curcumin, there is no change in the ground state structure of the curcumin. Same excitation spectra, that means there is no change in the ground state. Everything what is happening in the excited state. So this is the solvent relaxation phenomena. If we plot the solvent polarity parameter ET30, which is a polarity parameter for different solvent. If we plot that against the emission maxima, we get a beautiful straight line. And we can use this straight line as a calibration plot to find out what is the nature of the behavior of curcumin in DNA. So here, if I zoom it up, you see the behavior of curcumin in DNA. As we increase DNA concentration from 0 to 25 micromolar quadruplex DNA, we see the emission of curcumin is increasing. From here to there, it is increasing. Curcumin concentration is 25 micromolar. It is constant. With increasing DNA concentration, curcumin fluorescence is increasing, which suggests that curcumin is binding more and more as DNA concentration is increased. So this is at 23 degrees Celsius. We have done studies at different degrees Celsius. This is at 23 and 30 degrees Celsius. Even at 30 degrees Celsius, we saw the increase. This is the excitation spectra of curcumin with increasing DNA concentration. Here you see that as we increase the DNA concentration, the excitation spectra, here we see that the intensity is going down. With at 0 degree, at 0 micromolar quadruplex DNA, excitation, this is the absorption spectra. This is the absorption spectra, not excitation. This is the absorption spectra. The absorption spectra of curcumin at 0 micromolar DNA with increasing concentration of quadruplex DNA, we see that the absorption spectra, there is a change, and we see a wavelength where there is a intersection of the spectra. So with increasing DNA concentration, the absorption is moving from left to right, and we see a beautiful absorption spectra here. This suggests that curcumin is binding with the DNA. That is the absorption and fluorescence spectra. From there, we wanted to study the association constant using, so this is the table where we see the water, the emission maxima of curcumin is 568, in quadruplex DNA it is 550. So this suggests that with respect to water, curcumin is going inside the non-polar environment of DNA. So blue shift, it is a blue shift, that means it is going to the non-polar environment. In duplex DNA, curcumin fluorescence is 466 nanometer, in methanol 549, ethyl acetate 495. So we can say that in the quadruplex DNA, the environment, the microenvironment of curcumin is similar to methanol. So at different temperature, when we plotted using this formula, log F minus F0 over F. F0 is the fluorescence intensity in presence of, in absence of DNA. F is presence of DNA. And then we use this formula to find out the association constant. We found out that association constant of the DNA was in the order of 10 to the power minus 5 micromolar. Okay, so, and then we use this formula, ln k equals delta H over RT plus delta S over R. That we use this formula and we got a beautiful plot. From that plot, we found out delta G is spontaneous, and we have used the room temperature here, 298 Kelvin. Okay, so then let us go this side. Let us see. Okay, so the delta H is 3.15 kilocalories per mole. Delta G is spontaneous minus 1.73 kilocalories per mole. Then our collaborator, he had done the docking study using the quadruplex DNA PDB, and it shows that the curcumin forms 2 hydrogen bonds. It forms 2 hydrogen bonds with the DNA bases. The cellular study in HEA8 cancer cell, it shows that this is the study, the MTT study. It shows that that with increasing curcumin concentration, there is a death in the cancer cells. However, this is for the normal cell, the healthy cell, a mouse fibroblast cell. In here, we don't see any effect of curcumin. The cell growth is same, but in the cancer cell, curcumin is acting as an anti-cancer agent. So this is a study for IC50. IC50 is the concentration of curcumin where the cell death becomes 50%, and we found it around 20 micromolar. So this is the concentration we use for our DNA, 20 to 25 micromolar we used for our DNA study. So in conclusion, we can say that excited state is stabilized by solvent interactions in polar solvents, which is absent in polar solvent, which is absent in less polar solvent like ethyl acetate. Curcumin displays excellent solvent dipolar relaxation mechanism, highlighting it as an excellent fluorescence sensor. Curcumin binds with G4 DNA spontaneously, as is evident by negative delta G in the loop region and makes two hydrogen bonds. The IC50 of curcumin is around 20 micromolar in human ovarian cancer cell HOE8. The future studies include studying in duplex DNA and proteins. We will study the secondary structure of the macromolecules using CT spectroscopy, and we will also carry out more computational docking studies with protein and bDNA. Thank you.